I believe in free will? To be honest, no. I believe I'm a machine. I'm constructed of, I've got genes which shape physiological processes in my brain to shape my behavior, and that those genes conspire together with environmental experiences to make me do what I do. There's a cause of all behavior. All behavior is cause. Do I make decisions? Yes, I do. But I think it's more complicated than that. Of course we make decisions, but there are neural processes that will make me decide whether or not to get up and leave this room, or whether to stay and keep on answering your questions. And those neural processes, again, are predicated on genetic makeup, environmental experiences, and chance events as well, which are also out of our control. And so what do we do about this? People are worried about, no free will. Well, I think we should just accept it. Recognize that all behavior is determined. The question would be, to what extent do we punish offenders as much as we do? If the causes of their behavior are beyond their control. I do make decisions every day, every minute, of course I do. But I think the causes of those decisions are beyond me. I mean, they come from me, they come from my brain. Am I in charge of my brain? Yes and no. If a part of me is in charge of my brain processing, it's not coming from the outside, it's coming from within me, physiologically. The question is, could we blame them? Should we blame them? One way to think about it is to say, look, wake up everyone, there's no free will, but we have to live in a practical world, a practical society. And if somebody is running around committing crimes, even if it's beyond their control, we have to do something. We have to protect society. I think we all agree with that, but with the idea that there is no free will, I think it makes a bit of a difference to the whole issue of retribution and the extent to which we punish people. What's the counterpoint? I'm a parent, I have 2 boys. Have I punished them? Yes, I have. Of course I have, when they were children. They need to be socialized. To some extent, everyone needs to be corrected. And sometimes, even if it's a mild punishment, taking away their toy or not giving them some sweets, children need to learn. So at some level, you could argue we all, even though we've grown older, we can still learn. We're always learning. And to the extent that punishment is part of socializing a child, it can be argued that we still need punishment in society, even when the individual is an adolescent, even when they are an adult. Of course, the question will come, how much punishment? And I think the law does, degrees to which we blame an individual. And we look at the individual and we say, well, do they know what they were doing at the time? Do they know what they were doing is wrong? If you don't know what you're doing at the time, and you don't know that what you're doing is wrong, then in American law you lack rational capacity. You are not responsible. But the way I see it is that responsibility is not black and white. There's shades of grey. And perhaps it comes back to these factors like poor frontal lobe functioning, low physiological arousal. Don't you think we have to weigh these factors in the scales of justice and create a metric, a scale of culpability, just like we have a scale of IQ. Now, what goes into that assessment would be a matter of debate amongst legal scholars, I'm sure, and amongst scientists and psychologists, but I think we could, and I think we should. I think what we also have to do is think about the victims. You know, I defended a man who raped and murdered a beautiful young woman. I defended him, I brain scanned him, I showed he had poor frontal functioning, presented that to the courts, and he escaped the death penalty, in part because of that evidence. But if that girl who was raped and murdered was my daughter, no, I'm yelling for the death penalty. You know, it's my flesh and blood. So I think we have to think about the victims, and I think we have to think about alternatives for them. We need to think about things for the victim here. If we are beginning to get rid of blameworthiness, because the victim and their families, they want somebody to blame. So, you know, any system that wants to, take away blameworthiness will have to consider what we put in place to appease the segments of society, and even appease part of ourselves. Because I think retribution is core in human nature to some extent. I think we have to think hard about this. That's difficult.